filter, no filter brothers.
And we are back in season 4.
Right.
With a new episode.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
And it's not because of COVID.
We took an early holiday break.
We took an early holiday break.
Yeah, we've been gone for a couple of months.
Yeah.
But we're back.
We're back.
With this interesting topic, dating in your circle.
Which is very interesting because that's a topic that we should really talk about, because within our community, that tends to happen a little bit more frequent than it would in the straight community.
I mean, it just happens. I mean, even in the heterosexual community. Just
not as much.
But think about the guys.
Yes.
And what they do.
Yes.
Intend to do.
Yes.
Remember our figures from a couple episodes ago. Most men will cheat.
If given the opportunity.
And they think they can get away with it.
Exactly.
So, people are going to date. And they're going to cheat.
Well, but that's not what we're talking about.
Okay, then what is it?
We're talking about dating within our circle.
Oh, you didn't let me finish. They're going to cheat sometimes within that circle. They're going to date within their circle because it's not a lot of people out there in that pool to date in the first place. And so what I'm saying
true, but not true.
Well, look, there's two sides to this coin.
Let me hear your side.
My side is love does not have a color. It transcends color. It transcends, socioeconomic status. It transcends.
So far, I'm agreeing with you.
It transcends sex.
I agree.
Orientation, all of that.
Keep going.
And so, for some people, it even transcends family.
Wait a minute. What you talking about, Willis?
West Virginia.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm with.
You know what I'm saying?
So you went there. So why do you keep going there?
Because I miss our audience.
Okay.
Some family members love their family.
Well, I watched an interesting movie the other day, and the premise of the movie, and it was an old movie. It's not like a new movie, but since the holidays, you watch movies and stuff. And the premise was that it was a man who didn't know his family. He was actually an alcoholic. He was a salesperson. And so they set him up and they actually held him in a cell for 20 years and made him think his daughter was growing up and all this kind of stuff. And very interesting where the twist of the story was that the person who was doing all this held him because he had an experience when they were in college with his sister. He witnessed his sister having sex in a greenhouse with an older man.
Okay.
Come to find out the older man was her dad.
Oh, no.
She was having sex with her dad. Willingly. Not like she was being raped.
What's that movie on Prime?
It was on something.
I've seen it.
But that's what I'm saying. Love transcends.
But this was
the
killer. That the dad, it came to find out because they kept calling her a whore and all this kind of stuff. And it kind of blew up because they were from Spain or somewhere. They were from another country. So he killed the mother, the daughter, and he tried to kill the son. Now, in the middle of trying to kill the son, because the son was happy to see the dad, the son started undressing because he thought it was his turn to have sex with dad.
Oh my God!
So they grew up in an environment where that was normal.
Wow!
Because they thought that was love, and so the man who grew up, who was almost killed by his father, twisted his whole story around just so he can see the man have sex with his own daughter.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was so twisted.
It's crazy, but
that wasn't in West Virginia.
But it happens.
Yes.
And so anyway, the point was
that
love transcends a lot of things. And so if you are dating or you're looking for a partner, it could be someone in your circle. Now, I don't think that's an issue.
Now, in the circle no, it's not a problem if it's in. Okay, so you're taking the premise that it's okay to date in the circle, in your friend circle.
Yeah. If you have an attraction to somebody, I don't think that it's an issue.
Okay. What happens after the breakup?
What usually happens?
You quit talking.
Some people.
And it messes up with the dynamics of the circle.
It could.
It would.
But do you deprive yourself of love in a relationship?
No, I'm not saying do that, but
because you have a friend in your circle that you would like to date, but you don't because of that.
Do you tell the circle? Do you feel like you're obligated to tell the circle that y'all dating?
I think you should.
Okay.
I mean, they'll figure it out pretty soon.
Well, yeah. Because it kind of be uncomfortable for the people in the circle watching it.
It could be. But what if it works out well?
It would be a beautiful thing.
And so, but I understand that some people have the premise that you should not date in a circle.
Now let's go deeper. Because how do you feel about dating someone in your circle's ex?
See, I think that's okay too.
Do you do?
And the reason why I think that is because they're an ex for a reason.
That is true.
So you didn't want them.
Okay.
And it didn't work with you. And so why not give that person another opportunity with somebody else? Why should you stop it when you got rid of them or it didn't work? Why should you stop them from dating somebody else?
Now, I would put a time frame on it.
That's stupid.
I know you. I knew you were going to say that was stupid.
Love is not.
But I would say that you just look at things differently. I think you would have to put a time frame on it, or it has to be some parameters or circumstances for that to occur. I don't think you just willy nilly just say, "Oh, I'm going to date their ex," and they just broke up 2 weeks ago.
Some people do that,
but
you see it as an issue.
That would be an issue for me personally.
Okay,
I would say it have to be a couple years for that to occur. So.
Okay, we're just going to agree to differ
on
this topic.
And because I think if you're dating someone's ex, you're right. The ex is an ex for a reason.
Right.
So I totally agree with that.
So you broke up. You have no chance of getting back together.
Right. But it's
so
still
everybody moves on.
It's still that little nugget in someone's head thinking like, dang, they really...
Then they're not really over it.
But it's not even about whether they can be completely over it, but they're still thinking like, dang, they're messing with my ex. If it's an ex, I'm not talking about a little quick flame. I'm talking about a relationship that they had.
But why should you worry about it?
It's not that they're worried about it. It's just,
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, they're your ex for a reason. You broke up. You have no ties to him or them, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, the week after. You have no right to them.
See, I think the time frame is an issue with me.
Okay. I'm sure there's somebody listening that's thinking.
Because I think, even though some people say they're over a situation, it takes time to really get over a situation. And although I'm a firm believer the best way to get over someone is to get underneath someone. So I believe in that.
Who told you that? Your mama?
No. So.
You laughing.
Sweet baby Jesus. But I think that's one way to do it. But I don't think I would, me personally, I'm only speaking for me.
Okay.
And the 500 million fans that I have, and I know you have about the same, but I'm going to go with my team and say that we feel like we need time to get over it.
Okay. And so when...
But I would be comfortable enough to have a conversation with the person like, I'm just letting you know, like I feel a certain kind of way, but go ahead and pursue. But I'm letting you know.
Well,
because I'm going to say something.
But it's not that they need your permission.
I'm not saying they're going to have my permission.
They're gonna go on whether you give them permission or
but
not.
I feel better.
If you have a friendship, I can see that.
Yeah, you know me. I'm going to voice my opinion.
Right.
So,
but
shut up, Lo.
Being negative and vindictive and
no, I'm not going to do that.
All of that stuff. That's so petty and juvenile. That's like high school stuff.
No. Now there are situations where people go that route.
Yeah, true.
And unfortunately, we tend to have that happen a lot more in our community, where people tend to not want to see other people happy.
Misery likes company.
Loves company. What I always say is a table for one. You can't have nobody else at the table. So that's the best way I try to explain it to people. Let yourself sit there and get over it by yourself. Because if you bring other people in, they're keeping you at the table and keep feeding you all the negativity.
Yeah, when you have other people in your ear saying,
a lot of people.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
It might be time to get some new friends.
And sometimes you don't know until they show themselves.
I mean, but listen to that conversation. That conversation, you're worried about, or you're discussing someone else, and then your friends feed into that.
Feed into it. And that's one way how...
Like all of y'all need to get a life.
Right. And that tends to be... But, in our community, they love drama.
I know, but... It's so much more you could be doing with your time.
Yes.
Than worrying about what two other people are doing.
And tear them down.
You know, you could be building up the community. You can be building yourself, learning a new trade, a new skill.
They can clean their house.
Yeah, they can do that too. But it's a lot of stuff that you can do.
Because their house be just as messy as the mess they talking about.
But you just have more things that you could be doing besides worrying about that. Like I said, love transcends all. And so you can't dictate who people love.
But how do you navigate through that situation if you are dating someone who's in your friend circle and people are nipping at it?
I mean,
what advice can you give?
I mean, if you're dating someone in that circle, that's what the two of you are worried about. You're not really. No.
I'm not saying that the two people involved are worried about. I'm just saying just all the people saying stuff.
I think communication is important. If you got something on your chest, then you need to talk about it.
You know, most people don't want to go and have that conversation with the person. They rather go around the block.
But then you want to kind of fester in that space that you are in.
Fester?
Fester, sit, mull in it, play in it. You want to be.
You mean let the individual do it themselves, or are you talking about?
I'm saying they want to be in that space that they're in. They hold on to it so that they can be in that space.
Okay.
That's their topic of conversation throughout the day to multiple people.
Okay.
This is what I'm going through now.
Right.
So misery likes company.
They do.
And they bring other people into stuff that don't even pertain to those people.
Okay.
So the point is, I don't think it's an issue if you date in your circle.
I think it can be an issue because I have a time restraint on it.
Okay.
And I think just because I think it takes time and I'm not talking about just someone you had a quick fling with. I'm talking about if you really were in a relationship with someone. Mm-hmm. I think you need to have time for yourself to get over it. So, and that can take, I'd say a good year would be feasible.
But my thing is, the time that it takes you to get over it might not be the same time that I get over it.
Right, but
so should I wait for you to be
I'm not saying wait for me, because I'm going to tell you don't wait for me because I'm going to get over it. But I think the people who had the breakup need to have a conversation.
Right.
So, and a lot of people don't have a conversation with a breakup.
I agree.
So, because we were just talking about how, I still have conversations with my ex to a point, So, but that took time to get there.
Right.
So people need to understand that if you're in a relationship, not a fling, and I'm not talking about a month or 2 month relationship. I'm talking about a real relationship that's 6+, because we just had that whole thing about what is a relationship.
Right.
So, and I think that's when you have to have those conversations because you spent time with the person.
But here's my thing. Okay, so you're a friend. Shouldn't you be happy for your friend who finds someone who they're interested in?
100%.
Okay.
But
because my latest thing is you better clap for other people. Well, because you won't get your time.
I believe right now that I love to see people in love. Mm-hmm. I think that's a beautiful thing because you don't see it that often in a positive relationship. I love to see that, especially in our community.
Even if it's your ex?
Even if it's my ex.
You want him to be.
Yeah, I want them to be. I want them to be in a positive relationship. They want me to be in a positive relationship. We talk about it.
Right.
Like, have you found somebody? Like, no, why not? So that kind of thing. So I think when you get past that issue, I can talk about those things.
So for you, what if your ex dated one of your friends in your circle? Would you have an issue with it?
Probably not. Not now. It's been years.
Okay. So
years. Like 7 years.
Okay.
So
got it.
But we were together for more than that time, so.
Right.
You've been single for 7 years?
Why are you talking?
Exactly. Low. Okay. So next.
What's next?
I think that's all I have to say about it.
You sure?
That's it. I don't have anything
you
else
got
to
it
say.
all off?
I got it all off.
You sure?
It's off my chest.
Okay, so what's your name?
AJ.
And I'm Bryce.
And this is
Filter No Filter Brothers.
What's up, y'all? This is AJ.
This is Bryce.
And we are
Filter No Filter Brothers.
You can find us on multiple platforms, including YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.
Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And our email is filternofilterbrothers@gmail.com.
Our new phone number is 513-453-7733. Check us out.